Hello and welcome to another update video about Render. Render looks very strong at the moment and could still push a little bit higher. And we're going to talk about that now. It hasn't really moved since the last update, not significantly. It made a slightly higher high, but it hasn't significantly moved. You know, I know that because the support area was already on the chart, I just had to move it up very just marginally, really, to account for that latest high. To be honest, the price reached the $13.19 level, which I called out in the last video as one of the key resistances. So before it had really just sort of touched it. No, not even touched it. It only touched it here, sort of after the last video. So it was just sort of hovering just below. But still, I think it is reasonable to expect one more high, at least in the white count here. In the yellow scenario, I mean, a top could be in, right? Because we can count and identify a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5. Top could be in. Do I believe it? Not really, not in a bullish market. And also, there is absolutely no sign of a deep pullback. I just have this scenario on the chart as a, yeah, let's say you always need a bearish alternative, right? I mean, that's not even bearish because 5 waves up is actually quite bullish, but we need a 3-wave pullback afterwards to then, basically, we have to accept that drawdown, right? Which usually after a 5-wave move, which we would call a wave 1, would be it would be a 3-wave pullback, and it would be a wave 2, and that tends to finish in the neighborhood of a wave 4 of lower degree, so like $1.40 or something. But do I believe it? Again, not yet. In the white count, we're moving in corrective structures. So I'm looking here at an A, B, C structure. And I mentioned before, first target for the C wave is the $13.19 level. Now that was reached. Again, also here, technically speaking, the top could be in, but it looks as if one more high is missing, like one more 4-5 pattern, because we have a wave 1 and a wave 2, and then an A, B, C, because this looks like an ending diagonal. This C wave might, I mean, again, I don't even have evidence that this C wave is really finished. We're going to zoom in a minute. I just want to share with you, I'm focusing still on higher prices against this support area. So if we see a deeper pullback now, then it's likely the wave 4. Okay, and I will work on that assumption as long as the price is holding above $5.17. This is the ideal support area for a wave 4 of this wave degree, between 517 and 859. And the third wave could have topped, absolutely, yeah. Then this would be a wave 4 pullback. And the ideal target for such a wave 4 is normally the 38.2 retracement, in this case defined around $6.49. And then one more high in a wave 5 could send us to $23 next, maybe even 32. Okay, so that's sort of, but I can specify that target a little bit more precisely once the wave 4 has bottomed, which it definitely hasn't. So looking at the 4-hour chart, we can see that the move to the downside looks a bit like a bullish flag. What's currently not clear is if the wave 4 here of this wave degree has already started. Because let's be honest, this move up looks a bit choppy. It also looks 3-wave-like, okay? So I have too many corrective structures in here, especially the initial move up is a 3-wave move. This is a 3-wave move. Too many overlaps, okay? So, I mean, it is possible, if we want to count the micro, I know a lot of you are, like that. It's possible to say this is a wave 1. And this would be a wave 2. I'll change the color in a minute. And then this would be another 1, 2. This would be a 3, 4, 5, but only of 3. And then maybe this is a smaller degree 4 and a smaller degree 5. And then you see here we have 5 waves up in wave 3. It's just that, this in the start, I don't like the start. So I wouldn't rule out that it gets one more high in wave C of 3 before the larger degree 4th wave starts. But the support area wouldn't be much different from what we have here. So let's just put that onto the chart. It's not much different. They partially even overlap. it's like that. It's between 674 and 946. So yeah, I could just leave the lower one on the chart, you know. So I allow for that one more high, possibly in wave 5 of C of 3, or possibly that wave 3 here of this wave degree is already in. Yeah, alt. I don't even know which one is alternate. I mean, they're both possible. Okay, so they're both possible. This could be the 3. I don't know. We would have to see. I call this alt now that we have the 3 already in. But as soon as if it goes down a little lower, you know, it could very well be the larger degree. It's very difficult to distinguish between the two. No. But either way, I'm focusing on higher prices, and that's very clear statement. Focusing on higher prices at the moment, because this looks like a, as I said, bullish pennant, maybe bullish flag, which could carry on a little bit longer. And then you have some very clear parameters here to watch. 946, 859, 785. I mean, if it reacts to these levels, yeah, the ones that are just added, 946, 785, and 674, then it could suggest that we're rather dealing with this one more extension, one more wave 5 in wave C count. Yeah, yeah, I think that's sort of how I see this. And then in this scenario, I mean, this could have been A, B, C, you know, and now we're working on this C wave, but then this again, what is this? It's very difficult to say, trying to count the micro. It could even be that this B is still unfolding. Too many options. So I would rather say, let's see how it reacts to the support area. It hasn't quite reached it yet. So it's the $9.46 level that is the first one to which we could expect the reaction. But either way, against those levels, we're focusing still on higher. And yeah, that's my update about Render. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.